Another day, another dollar. You know how I grind. It's the easy corner. My guest, let's just say one of the most dynamic point guards in the class of 2021, and not just only in the city of Houston, but also in the state of Texas. Atascocita's own, the district MVP, Mr. Kaleb Stewart, man. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Man, I'm fine. Kaleb, man, you've been a household name for a long time in this city, for 3 years, from Crosby all the way to Atascocita this year. But like I said, you play for Atascocita now. Describe your season. Just describe your season, how it went this year.
I think it went well, coming from Crosby. It's a big jump from 5A to 6A. There's a lot more competition. Yeah, there's more exposure. But I think, I handled it well, I think I got off right, started bonding with them during the summer, and then we just took it off from there.
Yeah, y'all really played well. I know you guys y'all won the McDonald's Invitational, right?
Yeah, we won the McDonald's.
Yeah, you guys won the McDonald's Invitational. Of course, we know the rivalry with Atascocita and Summer Creek, but just talk about some of your teammates. Like, I know you got D2, Mr. Ashby, and all that stuff, but talk about more of your teammates.
Man, all my guys can go.
Yeah.
There's not one dude on the team who can't go.
Man, you got to shout them out, Kaleb. On the easy corner, you got to shout them out. Shout out them teammates.
Justin Collins,
okay.
Tom Hart, Cam Morrison, Matthew Hines, Chris Ashby, everybody on the team. David Martinez, he's a sleeper. He didn't play this season because he got hurt. Yeah. I want to shout out him too. We something special for real. And we got the same team next year.
Speaking of Martinez, Coach Martinez, one of the most heralded coaches in the state, man. The guy just wins 25 to 30 games every year. Talk about playing for him in your first year, because we all know that you're one of the best players in that Humble area, not just the Humble area, but the city of Houston. But talk about Martinez and the guys that he's produced out of Atascocita, and you're now the next lineage of that.
Coach Martinez, he puts you on the platform. He does a really good job at what he does, coaching-wise, but also getting your name out there. He talks to as many college coaches as he can. He does whatever he can for his program, but not just for his program, but for other people too. And he helps you grow as a player, and you help you develop.
Ultimately, obviously, y'all fell to Dickinson. I was at that game. It was a long night, but we know that you did not play your best game. When you look back at that game, what do you take away from it?
I don't think I was efficient enough on the offensive end. I feel like it was times where I was being too passive. I wasn't being as aggressive as I should have been.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I saw you, because my question was, Mr. Dylan Dawson had a great game. And the thing is, I expected that game to be down to the wire, but why do you believe that you were so passive in those moments? Because Dickinson is a team that you guys played before. You guys played them. You guys played them in McDonald's Invitational. You guys played them at MI3 like in the preseason. So about that game, why was you not as aggressive as usual as the MVP that you are?
I think that was just one of those games where D2 was clicking, so I was just trying to find him more.
No, the thing is, I can understand that, but this is the way the perception is. Obviously, Dickinson has Tremont Mark, but obviously there's a guy named Marcus Williams and Deuce Guidry on that team. So when, of course, that Dylan Dawson is clicking, but at the end of the day, you know what kind of team Dickinson is. It is going to take more effort from just one guy to beat Dickinson. So what do you say to that?
I think that game was more defensive-minded. I felt like the offense was just supposed to come naturally. Okay. But it didn't, and we fell short. But I feel like it was more about matchups more than our offensive game plan.
What does Coach Martinez say to you guys after that game? Because obviously, like you said, you have probably the same team coming back next year, plus Mr. David Martinez coming off that injury. So, what does he say to you guys after that game?
He said they're an experienced team with high-level players, but we're going to be back next year.
What's your message for next year? Because, Kaleb, at the end of the day, like you said, you were passive this past March. But if you do that next March, your career in high school is over. What do you so what are you telling your team and what are you telling yourself? Because at the end of the day, those are games that you think about. I know that you rewind, like I should have probably been aggressive here. I probably should have passed here. But next year, if you're not aggressive and don't come out with all bullets, Atascocita season could probably end next year. What's the message?
I feel like I'm gonna start off aggressive from the first game to the last, and just keep it going that way, and hope he can carry on to college as well.
What are you telling your teammates going next year? Because next year, like I said, you have 1 year. You have 1 year under your belt with Martinez. Now we know that, like I said, you went in there and conquered the district MVP. It's probably your team now. You are probably the undisputed leader of your team. The team is probably right on your shoulders. What do you tell those guys that experienced that tough L that's coming back next year? What do you tell them as a leader?
We got to keep that in mind. Remember how that pain felt. So everything we do, we got to grind towards that so we can go further.
What's the ceiling of it? What do you believe the ceiling of this team could be?
State championship. Nothing less.
Because that's the only thing I feel like Martinez is kind of really just missing from his resume is that elusive state title. Because like I said, that's a coach that's guaranteed 25 to 30 wins every year. AAU. Obviously, your class of 2021, you're on the Houston Hoops EYBL Circuit. We don't know if there's going to be an AAU due to the coronavirus. But what was your mission and your plans? If there's not no AAU season, or just in case there is, what is your mission and your plans for summer ball?
You know, I'm trying to have a good session, get my name out there, a little bit more national buzz on the EYBL. Try to take my team as far as we can in the Peach Jam too.
Mm-hmm. I would say your freshman year, and honestly, I still think that you're one of the best guards, if not at least top two guard in the city. Your freshman year, you had a lot of buzz. Your sophomore year, it wasn't I don't believe that it was a decline, but I just feel like the situations you were put in AAU last summer, you didn't get your just due. So that way, so I'm saying it, your name kind of slipped. What do you think about how you rebounded from literally your sophomore summer to this year?
I think I have something to prove, and it's going to stay like that too. You know, AAU comes back, I'm going to play with that chip on my shoulder, get my name out there more, and hopefully wake people up.
What do you think what do you think? I don't want to say what went wrong, but what do you think, like, was it the adjustment from BU to JL3? Do you think that kind of just, like, people just didn't – you just weren't playing with that same fire and passion that you usually do?
No, I think it was the adjustment.
Okay.
Not necessarily the skill level.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could compete on the Adidas and EYBL circuit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it was just getting to know each other because everyone on the team had a different role. Like, everyone on the JL3 team was, you know, Will, he's a ball-dominant guard. Griffin's a ball-dominant forward. You know, DJ Richards, he gets off too. You know, I don't think we ever just, like, became compatible for each other throughout that whole season.
Yeah, because we looked on paper, it was a good team, but we all know that, like you said, there's only one ball. So, like, everybody wants to get off and do their thing. I just want to go back for a minute and talk about Basketball University. I want you to talk about Teddy Wheeler. 9 months ago, I interviewed DJ Richards, and he said he's one of the best coaches, if not one of the best coaches in this city. Tell me what Basketball University and head coach Teddy Wheeler did for your game. And by the way, I spoke to Sabir on Saturday. I interviewed Sabir on Saturday. So, like, you played for this man. You know what kind of program BU's has delivered. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just talk about what Teddy Wheeler has done for you, and also Rossi Karen.
Coach Teddy's hands down one of the best coaches and trainers I've been with. Not only his methods, the competition he puts out. You know, I'm a freshman going against dudes like you said, Sabir, LJ Cryer, dudes who are going to play high-level college basketball. Mm-hmm. And with him, he's not holding you back from anything. He's putting you in the fire. I think he does a really good job of what he does. And Coach Rossi, he makes the calls. He did a really good job with that. just give me some buzz and putting my name out there.
The Houston Hoops, one of the most prestigious teams or probably the most prestigious team in the city, and one of the most well-known teams around the country. I spoke to your teammate R.J. Keene 2 weeks ago, and I asked him, you're actually on a team that made the Final Four in the Peach Jam a year ago. You got two returners coming back in Deuce Fathery and Langston Love. How do you feel that you mesh with that?
You know, the few practices we had, it wasn't any selfishness. It wasn't any uncertainty. It was like we've been playing with each other. Like the chemistry, everyone's role is already set. Coach Schumacher does a really good job putting us in our spots. So I feel like we're going to do a really good job on the EYBL if there is a summer.
When you talk about the Houston Hoops, look at the guys like the things you have. Obviously, like I said, Deuce Father and Langston Love, Bryce Griggs, R.J. Keene, Aaron Scott, Ashton Smith. When you think about the collective unit in talent, what is the ceiling for this team? Because like I said, you're coming off a team that made the Final Four in one of the best, probably the best tournament in the country. How can this collective unit just be able to overcome that Final Four and actually conquer the Peach Jam?
I think we have all the skill and talent to make it back to the Final Four without a doubt. But I think once we get there, we got to just lock in and, you know, go harder.
My second question is, you're playing on the EYBL circuit. Right. Knowing that it's not the same as kind of high school, that you're actually kind of sacrificing just a little bit more. Yeah. How do you adjust your game like that? Because at the end of the day, like you said, it's 2021. You're trying to get recruited. You're trying to say, like you said, you're not just trying to prove a point in the state. You're trying to prove a point in the country. So how do you maintain the level of success that you want for the level of the success of the team?
I think the level of I want for myself and the team is probably the same. Because, you know, you got Langston, he has 20-plus offers. You also have Zachary Clemens, he has about 20-plus offers. So I feel like we're all putting in an opportunity on the stage to perform. And we just at the end of the day, I just have to get it done.
You're playing for a legendary coach in Coach Shoemaker, a guy that's coached the likes of Justin Jackson, Justice Winslow, De'Aaron Fox, Kelly Oubre, L.J. Cryer, Trayvon Mark. The list just goes, J.J. Caldwell, Jared Vanderbilt. The list just goes on and on. Specifically, what does Coach Shu do that no other coach does in this city? Because I just named you All-Americans and guys that are in the NBA right now, 20-point scorers. What does he do to bring the best out of you? Even though you only been with him for a little bit of time, what have you seen?
He just wants us to play. He wants us just to play at best our ability. He doesn't want us to play for him. He wants us to play for what we want, like what we're trying to earn. He's not trying to – it's for him, he says it's our team. He said he's going to be along with the ride, but it's up to us on what we do. So I feel like he's a really good coach when it comes towards, you know, just letting the team play. Because, you know, you have all that talent. It's kind of hard to coach at certain times.
Can you tell me the differences between the Adidas Gauntlet and the EYBL? Because obviously you experienced the EYBL for JL3. What was the differences that you seen in both? Because like I said, when I talked to Xavier, one of my questions were, do you think you could play on the EYBL? He said, yeah, I could play, but at the time, Adidas, like 2018 year, that's where most of the All-Americans came from, was Adidas. But like he said, they were actually playing the EYBL guys in different tournaments. So, but just talk about the differences, because you were one of the mainstays on the Adidas Gauntlet, but now you're on EYBL. So just talk about the difference.
You know, the Adidas Gauntlet at the time was very tough because, you know, he had almost every top player playing Adidas. So, but I think with Adidas, I feel like it's more people play more defense. On Nike, you know, it's really offensive minded. Because I feel like you have a lot of more high major coaches at Nike, so people are trying to, you know, showcase what they can do offensively, not as much as on defense.
Another transfer I kind of want to talk about. Obviously, like I said in the beginning, you were at Crosby, now to Atascocita. I'm not going to try to get all into it, but I just actually want to know is what was the ultimate decision to go into Atascocita from Crosby?
It was really just on my dad because, to be honest, when summer started, I didn't know where I was going to end up at. I didn't know if I was going to stay at Crosby. I didn't know what was going to happen. It was just timing.
Do you because you look back at it the same day that you guys actually fell in the third round, they fell in the third round. So do you ever just look back and imagine, even though we know how to Atascocita, a backcourt of you and PJ Haggerty, and y'all probably would have went maybe a little deeper if that's a backcourt of you and PJ Haggerty?
I mean, I look back because people don't realize my sophomore year we had about eight sophomores. Mm-hmm. So I look back to that, but it wasn't anything I wasn't expecting from them because they were experienced at into that game. I just think if I was there, I probably could have given them a little more help.
Yeah. The rivalry with Summer Creek, to me, I as much as it's Atascocita and Summer Creek, Coleman and Martinez, to me, I look at the rivalry with you and Javon Jackson. I think like that's a upstaying rivalry. That's the way I look at it. People might not portray it like that, but we know that those are probably the two best players in the district. When you look across knowing that there's a competitor in your class like Javon Jackson in 2021, you guys are probably going to be vying over the offensive player of the year and the district MVP going into next year. How was that with a matchup like that?
Well, as you can see, it brings a lot of hype. It's these sold-out games. Mm-hmm. I think Javon's a really good player, and the way I think the competition is really good, but not just between me and Javon, though. We try to look past that. He's a good player. He won district MVP last year. I won district MVP this year. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be tension, There's going to be some trash talking, some bumping and stuff. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I feel like if my team's getting the job done, that's all that really matters.
Do you talk about those games, though, the Summer Creek and the Summer Creek and the Atascocita game? Like I said, it's not only Atascocita and Summer Creek. And like I said, I named you and Javon Jackson, but two of probably the best coaches in the state or in the country. Like you can't go wrong. So just talk about the preparation and what you see, how those games are different.
As big as that game seems, Coach Martinez, he just tells us to stay level-headed, stay off social media. Mm-hmm. Just it's another game. It's another game on the schedule. We gonna play this game. We gonna fight hard, and the results are at the end of the game. We just leave it all on the court.
What is something that people really just don't know about Martinez that you've seen, or what was the perception of going to Atascocita when you act, because like I said, you weren't there a year ago, but now you're there this year. What is something that actually surprised you and shocked you about Martinez?
Coach Martinez knows every college coach personally. When I say every college coach, he knows almost every college coach personally. He has a lot of people's numbers. With Carson going to the NBA, that's added to his resume. But even before that, he has a lot of people's numbers, and he has a lot of say with those people's numbers as well.
What is something in your game that you believe that you need to work on? Because at the end of the day, like I saw that you're getting bouncy on that rim. You were always a controlled point guard. And you could shoot the jumper. And like I said, you played on the Adidas Gauntlet where they play defense. What is something that you really feel that you really need to improve on your game?
I feel like overall I just need to stay consistent. It's games where I might have like 20 or 30, and the next game have like 8 or 12. I feel like I just need to stay consistent.
Can you guarantee me that that's going to happen next year? Because, I really believe that they're kind of still sleep on you. Like I really think there's – and I know that's the way you feel. So, next year, what is your message across the board for yourself? Because, like I said, when I went to that Atascocita playoff game, Personally, I was highly disappointed because I know that you're better than that. I know that that wasn't your best game. So my whole thing is this. You said that you're trying to get to college next year. You're trying to get to college next year. What does it look like if we know that you're not playing at your best?
I'm coming at everybody heads next year, every game. It don't matter who it is. Well, as soon as the jump ball starts, I'm coming at your head. That's my motivation all season.
I know you're probably not interested in the rankings, but if you do look at the rankings and you see your name probably like outside the top 10, what does that do for you? Or when people are saying this, is he still the same, or he wasn't as hot as he was freshman year? So, like, can he play? What does that do for you?
You know, it makes me hungry. It makes me just want to work harder. That's all it does. You know, I don't really pay attention to rankings and stuff. So, but you know, and when I hear like the little bits and see what people tweet, all it makes me do is want to work harder.
How have you been working on your game during these quarantine hours of the coronavirus? Because obviously, like I said, there's really no gyms open. So, like, how are you actually working on your game and getting better?
Well, I've been since Corona started. I got a goal. I put it up in my driveway. I have my trainer. Shout out to Alpha Boxing Fitness. My trainer John. I've been going to him every day. You know, doing my lifting and cardio. Mm-hmm. And then just intangibles like wearing my weighted vest around the house.
One of the things I want to say, you said that you're going outside every day. You're going outside and shooting every day. How does it feel going back to the foundation of outside? Because this is my personal belief. I believe that you don't learn how to lose on the court. You actually learn from losing outside, but you got to sit there and wait to call your next, and outside is foundation. So going back to that foundation as a kid, I believe every basketball player played outside at some point. So when you're going back outside and starting from the foundation, how does it feel?
It feels original. Like you said, it's like I'm a kid again, you know, but but at the end of the day, I gotta stay focused and make sure I'm putting work in, not just goofing around outside.
Your pops, one of the most well-spoken and well-respected men, just as a basketball mind and a basketball knowledge. Just tell the viewers from father to son, how is he off the court? Because at the end of the day, like I said, he's one of the best basketball minds in the city. I give him a lot of respect. But this is from afar. I physically haven't met him. But like from afar, like my observation, he's one of the best basketball minds in the city. But just talk about him as the father.
He's my mentor. Mm-hmm. I look up to him. You know, he's been through things. When I go through things, he tells me how to handle it, and he helps me become a man.
From father to son, I know that at the end of the day, he hears the critics. He hears what they say about not only the basketball player, but his son, Kaleb Stewart. What does he tell you what does he tell you about when guys are not as high on you, especially influential critics that are not as high on you?
He tells me I just got to work harder. That's his main thing. Just work harder. I can't take no off days. That's why while I'm taking off days, someone else is working. So he just wants me to consistently work harder to try to achieve my goal and his dream of me playing big someday.
When it comes down to colleges, I seen the interest, and I know you want those interests to turn into offers. What are you looking for in a college coach? Because at the end of Kaleb, just me talking to you right now, I already know what kind of player you are, but just as a well-spoken young man, what are you looking for in a coach? Because at the end of the day, if the coach is trying to recruit you, I'm pretty sure that you're trying to recruit them too. So what are you looking for in a college when it comes time to make that decision?
I'm really looking for a coach who's willing to let me put my time in the gym, and just as long as I can put my time in the gym, I'll have to earn the playing time. That's not going to be given. You know, coming as a freshman, that's never given. I have to earn all that stuff. But as long as the coach can give me the time to prove to him that I'm worthy of playing at his university, that's all I need.
Where does this work ethic come from? Because like you said, you're a guy and wants to be in the gym, smells, breathes, lives, eats this game of basketball? Where does this work ethic and this desire and this passion come from?
To be honest, I think it comes from starting off with Crosby because, Crosby doesn't just get a lot of buzz. It's not really a main attraction for media outlet. So I feel like I had to create my own. But by doing that, I just had to stay in the gym. And I just built that work ethic from, being a freshman on varsity. And I knew I was going to carry on all 4 years. But to do that, I just had to keep working and just stay on top, just like he said.
Top 5 NBA players right now. And then I want your top 5 guards. Well, not top 5 guards. Top 5 of your favorite. And then I want the top 5 of all time.
Top 5 in the NBA now of players is LeBron number 1.
LeBron.
Giannis number 2.
Giannis number 2.
Kawhi Leonard number 3.
Okay.
Damian Lillard number 4.
Okay. And
I'm gonna say Harden 5.
That was the actually most reasonable list. You were probably the most reasonable list with and the way you named it in order. I can deal. Dame, I'll take him because everybody's really a fan of Dame. So I'll take him. I'm a Westbrook guy, but Dame, Dame. Yeah. So give me your top 5 favorites.
Top 5 favorites. I gotta go with Kyrie.
Kyrie.
But before Derrick Rose got hurt, he was one of my favorites.
Oh, that was my favorite. Yeah, he was one of my favorites before he got hurt too.
He was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Chris Paul. He used to be one of my favorites.
I mean, I'm not big on him, but it's okay, man. We'll have a conversation for another day.
LeBron. I like LeBron. I like his backstory. I like how he came up. And then at 5, probably did I say Damian Lillard?
Yeah, you said that. You haven't said Damian. You said you got him in your top 5 players.
Damian Lillard is the toughest point guard to me.
Yeah. I'm a Steph and Russ guy. Those are the only 2 point guards I got above.
Russ, he plays with a lot more. He plays a lot more verbally than Lillard. That's the only difference. Lillard killed you.
But don't get me wrong, I like Dame. Dame is a guy, but I'm a Russ and Steph guy. I think those are the top 2, and then Dame is right.
Steph Curry is definitely one of my favorite players too. He's coming in at number 6.
Okay. Oh, somebody just put no KD.
KD is just a score. KD's a pure scorer. He's probably one of the best scorers of all time, and that's that. But if we're talking about overall grind and just overall play, I'm going with those 5.
Give me your top 5 of all time.
I gotta put LeBron.
Okay.
I gotta put Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
No order.
Okay, no order. Okay.
It's really hard to say people like Michael Jordan because I didn't get a chance to really see them play.
But you see the clips. The thing about it is you see how much Kim and Kobe play alike.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you can't have a top 5 list and leave out Jordan.
Yeah.
But then I'm gonna have to go with Tim Duncan and then Hakeem Olajuwon.
You know what? Good job choosing Dream because that's my guy. Dream was my guy. Okay. This is the question I've been serving everybody. You're 2021. Give me 4 guys that you rolling with in 2021 in the city. Because honestly, I can't sit here and lie. Oh, I'm gonna ask that question next. Give me your top 4 list.
My top 4 list, including me?
Yeah, including you. Yeah, that's what I said. Give me 4 guys that you're rolling with in 2021.
To be honest, I feel like my high school team, anyone at Atascocita, I'll take Tom Hart, Christian Ashby, Justin Collins, Cam Morrison. And we compete with anybody.
Okay. Other than your high school teammates, give me give me 4 other guys. Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Massey.
John Massey.
Ramon Walker. RJ King. Ashton Smith.
Okay. No, that's good because I interviewed your boy, Mr. Wayne Taylor. So you gave me guys like Harrison Ingram, Manny Obaseki, and he gave me 2 other guys. So how would you feel those U5 will do against those Dallas guys in 2021?
I think we win, to be honest,
I like that confidence, bro.
Because not only offensively but defensively, that 5 right there is like a lock-up defensive team.
I love it.
So
I love it.
I feel like we can compete with that 5. We can compete anywhere, not just in the state. We can compete anywhere.
What's your favorite AAU team that you've played on of all time that you've played with? It could be from 3rd grade all the way till now.
Basketball University.
Which team? Is it that 15U team?
That 15 team.
Oh, man. So you, Jarrell, was Griffin Datcher, Jamil Kofer.
Yeah.
Dane Bell, Elijah Bernstein. Talk about that team, because that team was DJ Richards on that team too?
DJ was on that team. Towards the end, he came on.
Talk about that team a little bit, man, because that was a bad team. That was a bad team. I can't lie. That was what, to me, that was the peak of BU. Because arguably, they had the number 1 15 guy, the number 1 16 guy, and obviously the number 1 17 guy. So that when I was believing that BU was damn near taking over the city. Talk about that time.
That time was like the practices were so intense. Like Coach Teddy would put the 15U against the 17U, and we were going at it with each other. And that's really how we build chemistry. You know, we have to play against dudes who are finna go to college at 15. So that built our chemistry. And the other stuff, like the hotel trips and just hang out with each other outside of practice, that just came with it. We got so attached to each other that I feel like it was more than a team. It was inseparable. We still have that bond today.
Yeah, because that's what I was like. BU is at its peak. They just getting everybody and smacking everybody. He's smacking everybody in the city. Does it? I want to know, because does it really matter about playing on how important is it, or does it really matter about playing on the circuit? Because I talked to SMU point guard Kendrick Davis. His quote was, "Easy. I played on the Houston Hawks for 16 years. My first Division I offer was me playing with the Houston Hawks, and it was a Big 12 offer too. I just jumped to Adidas because I just wanted to go to the camps and get the notoriety, try to become a McDonald's All-American." Talk about the importance, because I see guys from Coos Elite like Jahari Long that's going to Seton Hall, and like I said, Reuben Jones, North Texas, DA, College of Charleston, Jordan Ivy Curry, UTSA with Houston Raptors. But just talk about the importance, or like, do you agree with the statement?
I feel like if you're on on like a non-travel team or a shoe team that's not on the circuit, I feel like wherever you are, if you can play at a high level and get your name out there, it doesn't matter how you're doing it. But playing on a circuit team, it does help. It does help, because I feel like there's guys who don't play on circuit teams who can really play, and they're just not getting the notoriety. That's really the only difference, is the notoriety.
So that's why you choose try to get on a circuit team year after year. Because I've seen guys who've been on the circuit but get buried in the bench, buried on the bench and not play. So I'm just like, what's the use of playing on the circuit when you're gonna just sit there? Like, I understand the gear is cool and everything, but like, you just sitting there, like, it don't make no sense. I want to say, what does basketball mean to you, as just in general? What has it done for you, and where do you think it can take you?
Basketball means everything to me. I mean, so far, I'm not even as far as I want to be, but it's taking me this far, and I feel like I'm nowhere near my peak. I feel like if in college, this year coming up in high school, my team, we're going to stay. You can mark my words on it. We're going to stay. But besides that, when I go to college, I feel like that's not it. I feel like I have so much more to work for. That's unspoken. I just gotta let Tom do his thing and just stay in the gym.
And my last question: how has basketball matured you and shaped you as the young man that you are today?
You know, basketball is a really mental game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's breaking points in basketball, and there's also points where you're succeeding. But you know, like with this year, going from a 5A school to one of the top 10, one of the most dominant schools in Texas. You know, like there's definitely breaking points this year. I'm in a new system. I'm coming as a junior. It's not like I'm coming as a freshman. So, you know, they expect you to already, like, you know, be matured and, you know, have some experience with playing with new people. But I feel like, man.
It's all right, man. Hey, listen, this is what I'm here for, man. I'm here to make everybody think.
I feel like it's not only maturing me as a player, but it's helped me with a lot of mental aspects to different things in life that you face, you know. Because at the end of the day, you take different criticism in basketball. Football, you know, it's a lot of yelling and stuff like that. But basketball, you have to be like really sit down and tell yourself like there's mental breakdowns. There's really mental breakdowns. I've seen mental breakdowns, and I think it matures you. It holds you. It tests your man. It tests your man. It tests the man in you.
Go ahead, throw out your Twitter, your Instagram, and if you got TikTok, go ahead throw that one out too. Thanks to Dylan Miles, I got to do the TikTok.
My Instagram is Kaleb.hoops.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter is Kaleb_Stewart1, and my TikTok is Bagman K.
I got you. I am the Easy Corner. Follow on Twitter, Easy_Corner1. Follow on Instagram, The Easy Corner. I don't have no TikTok, but I'm sitting here with Houston Hoops and Atascocita point guard, one of the most dynamic point guards in the city, but just not in the city, in the state of Texas. This year, he's trying to prove that he's one of the best point guards, not just in the state, though, in the country. I'm here with Kaleb Stewart.